What I love most about Greek food is its simplicity and it's wholesome, just like this dish that Kathy's going to be making us. What's this one called?
This is Chicken Yiouvetsi. It's a lovely dish that we cook with chicken and or beef. It just depends what you like and your preference is. With orzo, some tomatoes, some garlic, and a bit of cheese at the end.
Very simple.
Very simple.
And you love chicken thighs, and I totally agree with you too.
It is much better to use chicken thighs in a recipe like this because it's tender. You don't run the risk of overcooking it. And of course, it has lots of flavour.
And that's boneless and skinless chicken thighs?
Yeah. And that's purely because it's a quick cooking process.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, so we're going to start off with drizzling this with a little bit of olive oil. I just want to marinate it with some olive oil, some sweet paprika, salt and pepper, just for some flavour and colour.
And some salt for you.
Yes.
Pepper. There you go. And that's sweet paprika, is it?
Correct. It's not smoky.
No.
It's just the sweet paprika. Okay. And I do this purely because, well, it adds a little bit of flavour, but it also gives it a lovely golden colour.
You were telling me that you like to do this a midweek dinner because you look after the grandkids midweek.
So, yes, we bring the grandchildren home from school and I always need something very quick and easy to cook, and this is one of my go-to meals.
What a Wonder Woman. You not only create great Greek cookbooks, you've got Sweet Greek at Paran markets, you're an active grandmother who looks after her grandchildren and cooks them wholesome meals all the time. If I'm a little bit hungry, get to your house around 4 o'clock and I'll get a Greek lesson, Greek cooking lesson
Absolutely.
from you.
This is, see how they've taken on a lovely golden colour, and that's what the sweet paprika does. You don't really need to keep this for hours. You just do it and cook straight away.
Easy.
So now it's time to actually sear our chicken. We're just looking to sear it top and bottom and finish it off that way because it'll be cooked again later.
Beautiful. And we don't need extra oil on that because we added the oil to our chicken. And we're going to be doing this in batches because we've got lots of chicken.
Yes. Well, you're feeding a whole family and also we cook in abundance, so you don't skimp on it, and I actually like to have leftovers the next day. And I also keep the layering very simple because if you put too much in, the chicken will end up sweating.
Exactly.
And that's important too. So Justine, while this is sizzling away, I've got boiling water.
Yes.
I like to partially cook this orzo first. We're going to take it off the heat, pour the water out, rinse it in cold water, which enables the grains to separate, and then we're going to put it back in our bowl again, ready to put into the sauce.
Nice. You do that so it doesn't go gluggy.
I don't want it to go gluggy.
No gluggy orzo here.
So this is all going to go back into the pan, Justine, and we're then going to finish off by adding all our salsa, as I call it. Can you mix that up for me, please, Justine? A little bit of tomato paste into the canned tomatoes, salt and pepper again for seasoning.
Okay.
And then we're going to pour it over our chicken.
And you don't want these chopped?
Well, no, because the children don't want to have the garlic, so I pull them out whole.
Okay. Yeah, and when you use whole cloves of garlic, you still get the flavour of it. It's just more subtle.
Absolutely, and that's what I want. Now, there are lots of juices on this plate. You don't waste them. They go back in here because this is all flavour.
It smells fantastic.
This goes into our chicken. Just give it a little bit of a mix. Now, of course, we do need to cook the chicken, so we have to add some stock. I'm going to use half a litre to begin with, and then we'll see. But I don't want to waste any of this either, so you rinse it off.
Yes, I like your style, Kathy.
Don't waste anything.
It's going to make lots of sauce.
Already looks good, doesn't it?
It does.
So, Justine, one more thing. We actually need to put some basil into this for aromas. And we're not using spices this time, but we're using herbs.
Lots of basil. And how long are we going to cook this
And
for?
we're going to cook this, let it simmer away gently for about 20 minutes.
Beautiful.
Justine, our chicken has now cooked. We're ready now to put the pasta back into the sauce. So I'll let you do that if that's possible. It smells amazing.
And there is a lot of sauce there, which is what you want for the orzo.
Yes, because we don't want it to be dry. We like it to be saucy.
And you're right, it's not sticking together, it's not gluggy.
Yeah, and just rinsing it off in the cold water does that.
And now how long does it cook at this
So
stage?
I only need this to cook for the 5 to 10 minutes, just for all the flavours to come together.
Great.
I think our dish is cooked, Justine. It's so good. Well, the next job now is for you to cut up that cheese for me.
What have you brought?
I want you to understand what this is. This is what we call Mizithra in Greek.
Okay.
But perhaps people know it as a salted ricotta, hard salted dried ricotta. It's very big for us to grate. So I've asked Justine to cut it up and we're going to grate it, try a little bit and see. What do you think?
It's exactly that.
A sheep's milk salted ricotta.
And I just love it. It's such a great cheese.
We use it on all our pasta dishes, fritters, fried perhaps or baked vegetables.
And look, it grates beautifully too. It doesn't sort of crumble up or anything like that.
You can find this at all good delis and especially Greek delis. And that's why also just as an important note, it is quite salty, so we don't add a lot of salt to our food.
Fantastic. Shall we plate up?
I think it's time.
Okay.
Time, let's do it. A little bit of chicken.
Beautiful. I just love your tip about the orzo or rizzoni. They're both similar. How it's not gluggy and it's not sticking together. It's actually quite glossy, and straining it and washing it, which is usually something that we don't do. Like the Italians are like, don't do that. Correct. But for a dish like this, it certainly works.
I think it's important because you want it to look glossy and separated rather than all stuck together.
Yeah, absolutely. And see Kathy's portions? That's what we're talking about. It's a real portion right there.
This is one person's meal.
And a little bit of cheese on top?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm looking forward to having a taste.
Would you like a little bit of olive oil on top of that?
I wouldn't say no.
Why not? Of course, olive oil makes things better, doesn't it? Be careful you don't burn yourself.
Okay. It's like a hug in a bowl, isn't it?
It most certainly is. Oh, yum. It's so good, isn't it?
It's so good, and it just is so easy to do at home. I don't know why I haven't done this one before.
Well, you will now. You will now. You will now, and you make it too, because this is happiness on a plate.
Absolutely. Chicken, orzo, tomato. You can't go wrong with this. I love this. This is now officially on my midweek rotation repertoire.
I'm happy.